All right, hello. Welcome to your restorative practice. Hopefully you already have your blankets and couch cushions and pillows and all the comfy cozies that you desire. Comfort is key in this particular practice. So if you need to grab anything extra to stay warm, to support your body, please always feel free to do that. And that is true throughout the whole practice. If you want to add an extra blanket or an extra pillow, always feel free to do that. We're going to start off with our breathing exercise today, which you can do seated like I am, or you could lay down on your back. The key is that your spine is relaxed. So if when you sit upright, you feel kind of hunched forward, your back is rounding. If it's just not comfortable to sit upright, then lay down on your back. I want you to focus more on your breath and less on what your body looks like. Okay, so our breath practice for the next few weeks remains Sama Vritti, which is an equal inhale and exhale. So we'll count our breath in, and it'll be the same count for our breath out. I'll count it out a few times, and then you'll have an experience of trying it on your own. And of course, you can always count your own breath if mine is too quick or too slow for you. So starting to settle into whatever shape you're going to make with your body, maybe close your eyes or just soften your gaze. Take a nice deep breath in, get a little bit longer through your spine. Nice long breath out. See if you can settle your body deeper into your current shape. Whatever parts are in contact with the floor, can you feel a little bit more grounded and heavy there? Keep breathing just like that. A few more normal breaths. Keep relaxing your body with each exhalation. Wherever you are in your breathing, exhale all the air out. Let's begin Sama Vritti in 1, 2, 3, 4, out 4, 3, 2, 1. In 1, 2, 3, 4, out 4, 3, 2, 1. In 1, 2, 3, 4, out 4, 3, 2, 1. In 1, 2, 3, 4, out 4, 3, 2, 1. In 1, 2, 3, 4, out 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep counting your own breath, your own 5 counts. Silently on your own. Try 2 more rounds of Sama Vritti breathing. Let that next exhalation be your last one with Sama Vritti. And then let go of the counting. Allow your breath to be normal, natural to you. We'll set up our first hold. We're going to be in a lot of external rotation. So opening the shoulders, the chest, the hips, the inner thighs, and reclined bound angle on our back. So many different ways to set this up. So if you have a favorite and you know what I'm talking about, feel free to head there and set it up for yourself now. You don't have to wait for me. But for those of you that don't remember what that is, or it's been a minute since you've done it, I'll give you a few different options. So first of all, we're putting our spine, our upper back into a back bend. And you can do that, like I said, in a couple of different ways. If you have yoga blocks at home, one block can go on a medium setting right between the shoulder blades. It can also go on a flat setting underneath the shoulder blades. The target area is the upper back, so that's where I want that prop, whatever you're using, pillow, rolled up blanket, whatever it is, upper back. And then sometimes it's helpful to support the back of the head. If you, again, you're using blocks, this is just a personal preference. I like a block underneath my head on a high setting and a block underneath my shoulder blades on a medium setting. That works for me and my body. You can also just use a pillow underneath the whole spine and get a nice arch in the upper back and support in the back of the head that way. And so find that first shape with your upper body. So you'll lay down on your props. Make sure your sits bones are in contact with the mat. They're on the floor. They're not elevated. And then again, you'll want other props nearby, most likely. Maybe I shouldn't say you will. But we're going to take the soles of the feet together, the knees out wide, so your legs are in butterfly shape. And oftentimes, it's helpful to add support to the outer legs there. So there's not so much strain on the joints at first, because that can be pretty jarring. And then I'm chilly today, so feel free to add extra blanket over the body anywhere. If you haven't laid back yet, now's a good time if you're ready. And I'll start us a timer. We're going to be in this shape for 5 minutes. So it's a nice long hold. You have plenty of time here to settle in, making little adjustments. Make sure that you're finding a level of sustained stillness, but that can take some adjustment to find that. So feel free to adjust the props. Make sure you can breathe deep in and out through your nose. Make sure the breath can move all the way down into the belly. And if you can't do that, then maybe try adjusting the body in some way. You can move a prop. You can add a prop in. Just making little tweaks. Sometimes really small little tweaks make a big difference. Okay, so with the arms, as you're settling in here, take a moment to stretch them out wide, palms face up. Really reach the arms out wide like a big capital T shape. You can stay there as long as you want, but then eventually maybe soften the elbows down towards the floor, letting the arm bones get heavy. And you can play with a range of motion in the arms. You could sweep them up and overhead. Take a few half snow angels on your back. Just kind of take what you need when you need it. And then as we settle into the stillness here, can we return to Sama Vritti breathing? Is that helpful? It can be a helpful tool to help the mind focus on this present moment, this inhale breath, this exhale breath. So feel free to use that Sama Vritti breathing if you like. Try to soften your jaw here, the muscles of the face, relax. Try to relax the neck and the throat even. We're a little bit over halfway through our hold. So just noticing how you feel, what you're feeling in your body. What, if anything, is going on in the mind? And if you were attempting to count your breath using Sama Vritti, if you've forgotten that, just gently guide yourself back to that. We'll take about 3 more slow breaths where we are right now. And then for your last breath here, before we move out of the shape, see if you can stretch your arms all the way overhead. Notice the space between the arms and the floor as you do this. You might notice one side is further away from the floor than the other. And then try to relax your arms down alongside your body. Take it nice and slow with that. You can slowly bring your knees back together, soles of the feet flat. Take a moment there to just pause and rest. You can let your knees knock in towards each other. And then we're going to make our way to an upright seat. And I'm going to give you a few options for a forward fold. So kind of a 180 turn from our back bend to a forward fold. So if this feels like a lot to you, then be gentle, add lots of props. And if that's true for you, what I would suggest is sitting in a chair or on a stool and taking the feet wide. So again, like if forward folding's too much, sit on a chair, feet wide, knees wide, and then you can let your belly drop down between your thighs or wherever it falls. You can stack another stool or couch cushions or props in front of you to rest your forearms, elbows on. You can tuck your chin, let your forehead rest, let your head hang heavy. This is very much, absolutely, a forward fold that is valuable and helpful. So don't be afraid to take the chair as an option. If you want to stay on the floor in a seated forward fold, I recommend adding a prop underneath your sits bones. Again, that could be a couch cushion, pillow, block, blanket. I like a blanket particularly. You can extend your legs forward, again, maybe like a wider V shape. And that's relative to you. So legs can be out pretty far. They can be kind of more narrow. Find something that works for you and is sustainable to you. And we're going to come into a forward fold here, but we're going to add props underneath the belly. So again, pillows, blankets, anything you have at your disposal. And we have 5 minutes here too. So take your time to make those adjustments. I'm setting us a timer. And then even if you're in that seated position on the floor, you can absolutely keep the knees bent. Sometimes what feels really nice is a gentle bend of the knees, rolled up blankets or pillows underneath those knees. So it's just a little gentle bend. That's one option there too. Tuck the chin in. Maybe you're resting the forehead on the backs of your hands or props. You can certainly bring a chair in front of you in this seated position on the floor. So instead of making your body forward fold all the way to the floor, you bring the floor up to meet you with your props. Feel free to add in Sama Vritti breathing here too. We'll spend some time in silence, following the rhythm of your breath. Doing your best to relax your body completely. Let go of tension in the muscles. You can imagine letting go of tension with each exhalation. You can imagine inviting in spaciousness, lightness with each inhale. We're about halfway through our hold. If you need to make any adjustments, if the body's calling you to go deeper, or even if you need to back out of your shape a little bit, it's okay to come out early too. If you do need to come out early, feel free to just simply lie on your back, nice and flat, like a little mini Savasana break. You could always return to your forward fold when and if you feel called to do so. We will take about 3 more breaths where we are. Keep your breathing nice and slow through your nose if you can. And then we'll slowly begin to come back to an upright seat. Take your time. You can even reverse uncurl your spine so that your head comes up very last. And take a moment here, breathing in at the top, breathing out. Your legs can stretch forward or they can stay where they are. We're just going to take a little mini counter twist. So you're going to rotate your upper body towards your left hip, left fingertips behind you. Your right hand can kind of just rest on the outer left thigh. Big breath in, grow tall, turn, maybe look over your left shoulder, deep breath in. Stay for your breath out. Let's come back through center, inhaling. And then exhale, second side, rotating torso towards your right hip, right fingertips behind you. Left hand to the outer right thigh. Try to keep your chest nice and broad. Maybe you look back over your right shoulder if that feels okay on the neck. Let's take one full breath here. And let's come out of that twist. Our next shape will be supported bridge pose. So we'll return to the mat if you came off of it. And we're going to choose a prop to place underneath the pelvis. So that could be a couch cushion, stack of blankets. Yoga blocks, if you have them, tend to be what I would say is more sensational. Like they tend to give us more sensation. So if you want something softer, obviously use maybe folded blankets or pillows. And then when we set this up, we want to relax upper body completely, head, neck, shoulders in one plane. Press into your feet, lift your hips up, slide that prop underneath the base of your pelvis. Okay, so depending on the width of that prop that you're using, it might also be underneath your low back, but make sure you do have support underneath your pelvis. So you're not rainbowing the glutes down towards the mat. Low back's kind of long. It's not super, super compressed here. Okay. From here, option to keep your knees bent, feet planted. You could heel toe your feet wide on your mat, knees knock in towards each other. Another option would be to extend out through one leg, heel in contact with the floor the whole time. So this is not an ab exercise. You could also try both legs stretched out long. If you want to do one leg at a time, especially if that's too much with both legs out, I'll let you know when we're halfway through. We have 5 minutes here. So again, taking those first few moments in this shape to settle in, making those adjustments, explore a little bit. Feel free to try things, see what works for you, see what doesn't work for you. Remember, you're never stuck in one position. You can always check in with your breathing to assess whether or not what you're doing is helpful to you. Let's find some stillness eventually. Find some quiet eventually. Breathing in and out through your nose. Feel free to return to that Sama Vritti breathing. Count your inhale. Maybe it's 5 counts, maybe it's 6 counts. Maybe your breath's getting a little bit longer, a little bit deeper. Whatever your inhale is, try to match your exhale, same amount of counts. So we're halfway through our hold. If you do have one leg straight and you want to switch out those legs for your second side, now would be a good time. Last 3 breaths where you are. And then if your legs are extended, start to bend your knees slowly, plant your feet. And then we'll take a little gentle inversion. So your prop will stay underneath your pelvis. You can move it more towards your low back. Sometimes that's helpful. Keep your knees bent first, float your feet off the mat. And then maybe you extend the feet up towards the ceiling. Unless the legs feel really heavy here, you can just keep your knees hugging in towards your chest, thighs kind of resting on the belly. The legs feel lighter, extending those feet up towards the ceiling. Feel free to add movement there. You can circle out the ankles, take your legs apart and back together again. Just spending a few moments in this gentle inversion, about 3 more breaths. And then we're going to set up for a final Savasana. So prop comes out. Well, first your feet come down to the mat, and then slowly move your prop out of the way so it's not underneath your pelvis anymore. You could scoot it underneath the backs of the knees, whatever you were using. So really just take this time, these next few moments to get comfortable. Maybe you add an extra layer of clothing. Maybe you cover the eyes with a towel or a cloth. Relax your shoulders down your back. Slightly tilt your chin in towards your chest. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, exhale the air out. Just feel your whole body soften, relax into the floor. Nothing left to do, just let yourself be. We're going to take 1 minute here. Shavasana. Feel free to stay as you are for as long as you like. You can also just close out your practice here on your back. If you'd like to come to an upright seat and close your practice from a seated position, we're going to take 2 rounds of Sama Vritti breathing. So if you are coming to that seated position, make sure it's supported, make sure it's comfortable. Make sure your spine can grow tall with ease. Let's take a normal breath in together. Nice long breath out. We'll begin Sama Vritti in 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 4, 3, 2, 1. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 4, 3, 2, 1. Let go of that breathing. Normal breath in. Nice long breath out. If you'd like to join me in bringing the hands together at the heart, Anjali Mudra, bowing the chin into the chest, taking a moment to offer reverence and gratitude for our practice, to all of our teachers, past, present, future, to the teacher within your own heart. Namaste, yogis.